What is up, my purple ninjas? Hello, Dana Marshall from My Prince Podcast. First of all, let me start off with apologizing. I haven't been around much. I've let work take over all of my time, and I haven't spent a lot of time doing the podcast. I need to get back to business because it's what I love. Prince music, people that love Prince. I love those people too. And that's why I do the podcast. All right, so enough of that yammering. I need a cameraman. That'd be awesome. So here is the dealio. Recently, we did Kalamazoo Rib Fest. We meaning the radio station that I do mornings for here in Kalamazoo, 103.3 KFR. I pushed to get a couple of 90s artists that I like a lot, and they were great. I had Joan Osborne, followed by the Spin Doctors on the Saturday night of Kalamazoo Rib Fest, and had an opportunity to speak with the bass player of the Spin Doctors, Mark White, who turns out is a huge Prince fan, and he's excited about being on the My Prince podcast, or My Prince Story podcast, very soon. So hopefully very soon we'll have that up for you. Also, I spoke to Joan Osborne. We all know that one of Prince's all-time favorite songs is One of Us by Joan Osborne, and he did that cover on the Emancipation album, which might be the best track on that 3 CD set. His version of One of Us, it's phenomenal. So I had a conversation with Joan Osborne about Prince as well, and it was a great conversation. She talked about how mind-blowing it was to find out that Prince loved the song One of Us, just the fact that Prince knew who she was, and that she was at a party at Prince's place, and she was dancing. You know what? The Joan Osborne Prince story is one of my favorite Prince stories, and I don't want to ruin it by telling it because it's not my story. Joan said that she would also be on the podcast. So very soon, we're going to have Joan Osborne as a guest on the My Prince Story podcast. You need to hear Joan's Prince story from her mouth. It is fantastic. I mean, it's such a Prince story. I love hearing people's Prince stories when it comes to how Prince has impacted their lives. Mostly normal, everyday Joes and Janes, like me, right? It's also fascinating when you speak to an artist or a celebrity who is also just a huge fan of Prince, just like we are. And how funny and entertaining and interesting and even full of anxiety some of these moments are, even for celebrities that have that opportunity to have that one-on-one FaceTime with the Purple Yoda himself. So the Joan Osborne and the Mark White interviews are both coming very soon. I cannot wait to have the conversations and to put them up on the podcast for you. You're going to love it. Okay. So anyway, I just want to apologize for not putting up a episode in the last 3 or 4 weeks because I've just been so wiped out with work, and let you know I do have some cool things coming. If you are a big Prince fan, you don't have to be a Joan Osborne. You don't have to be the bass player of the Spin Doctors. You don't have to be someone that once toured with Prince. If you're just somebody like me that loves Prince, if you're someone that Prince has impacted your life and you have things to say, I want you on this podcast. So just make sure you reach out to me. You can comment on this YouTube video. You can go to myprincepodcast.com and you'll find contact info for me there, to get a hold of me there. And I'd love to have you on the podcast. Now, I apologize. I feel like I can't even form full sentences. This video is just becoming I want to apologize for everything. I'm tired. I've been up since like 2:45 this morning. That's why I look like this. I don't know where to put my eyes when I use my iPhone. And that's why I do a podcast and not videos anymore. I used to do YouTube videos, but look at this face. Old and tired. At least I have purple hair going for me. That's a good thing. All right. Well, thanks for putting up with my ugly old man face. Running on no sleep. Thanks for being patient through the My Prince Story podcast while we're in a lull, not putting up episodes. That'll change, I swear. If you are new to the My Prince Story podcast and you haven't checked out my Prince basement, it's a work in progress. It always is, because I'm always getting more Prince stuff to add to it. But let me show you around a little bit. That was my first Prince guitar. I purchased that in 2003, I think. 2004, something like that. This is the Blue Angel. Got this bad boy on one of Prince's websites back in the day. He's had so many, who knows? It was probably Love for One Another or 1-800-NEW-FUNK or something like that. I love it. Yes, I play it. That is my most recent Prince guitar, the White Cloud, that I got from the official Paisley Park website. Let's see what else we have here. I would love to get an actual Prince symbol guitar, but good luck finding one of those. This is a custom made. It's still pretty cool though. I don't really play this one a lot. I'm not a very good guitar player, and it has a whole situation here. I just can't keep it in tune. I don't know enough about this kind of setup. So that's a thing. You'll notice other things if you've been to Paisley Park, other purchases from Paisley Park. Like the art I have over here, that's a screen grab from a Prince tribute that I made into a large piece of art. It actually turned out really well. I just wanted it to go with the Blue Angel. Just like how I found this, I think, on Etsy, and have that to go with that guitar. So yeah, that's really the big stuff. I do have an acoustic guitar right there, autographed by Melissa Etheridge. My Prince store that I built. Other Prince stuff. Some unrelated stuff, like some autographed Bret Michaels CDs. Make fun of me if you want, but Bret Michaels, one of the nicest guys in rock and roll. He was so cool. My last trip to Minneapolis, I picked up this at Prince's favorite record store. Do you know what record store I'm talking about? Do you know? If you're a Prince lover and you know, let me know in the comments. All right. So yeah, that's what the Prince room looks like right now. When I have guests over, when I have podcast guests that are actually in the Kalamazoo, Michigan area, we literally just record right here. This is it. Da-da-da. God, what else of interest can I show you? I guess that's kind of cool. If you're a Natalie Merchant fan, it's from when I met Natalie Merchant way back in the day, back in the mid-90s. God, I'm old. All right, enough of my showing off my Prince stuff. This video is already longer than I meant for it to be. Sorry about that. All right. Those are my Prince sounds. I'm going to leave now. More Prince podcasts coming soon. And please stay in touch with me. Hit me up on Twitter or Facebook, any of the social media. And hopefully we'll have you on the My Prince Story podcast soon. All right. Boop.